would love to introduce this fellow podcast with my fellow friends to our fellow viewers.
Yeah.
For a second time,
For a second time, I know
We had to redo this whole thing.
some bad news. We recorded an entire podcast.
And it was good.
It was really good. I mean, as any podcast we filmed, we
And 2 hours.
really liked it.
It sucks because like now all that stuff's kind of, I feel like it's gone. Because
Yep.
how do I like tell you it again?
Right. And there's a few stories we tell on here that we've all heard before, but it's still fun to interpret them differently. But a lot of stories among many other podcasts that we don't. And how do we get re-excited or even remember quite exactly how we told it? So we filmed one earlier this week, and this is our second try at it. So
And it wasn't our fault. Something went wrong with the memory card and none of the audio was recorded. So we're doing this again. We're probably only going to talk about some of the topics we talked about in that one. But yeah, anyways, let's get into it.
Going raw. And I'm sorry that we took 2 weeks off. We were busy. We were traveling. And then it was the 4th of July. And I'm sorry I had,
right.
Well, no, there's no
I had to
time.
get drunk. There was no time.
Right.
There was no time.
We
Slides
may
in.
have gone on an accidental 4-day bender.
Yes.
Well,
it
that
might have
was the
happened.
problem, is that the 4th of July landed on a Monday. So that means that luckily I didn't celebrate Friday, but you could have celebrated Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is a 4-day bender.
And it is for the freedom of our
Country.
beloved
We're
country.
celebrating it.
So I feel like it's almost obligated.
Yeah, it was.
And you mentioned
and we
some-
did just that.
Unless
We
you're
did
unless you're a
Saturday.
communist and
Sunday,
you hate.
So
living
that's
here.
what you
The
mentioned,
people that went
something
on- sorry.
about it being an accidental bender.
It really wasn't.
Not over here.
The problem was it was Tuesday and I was still drinking. So
That's when things started to get messy, and then it was like, all right, it turned from I'm just celebrating our country to I might be an alcoholic.
And
might
then I
have
looked
a
at Ben
problem.
on Wednesday when we were filming the first podcast, and he was cracking a White Claw. I was like, I couldn't believe he was cracking a White Claw. He goes, "What? It's Wednesday. We're on the downslope
Yeah,
of the week."
it's hump day. What do you mean? We're close to the
Damn near
weekend.
winter. I was like, all right.
When 4th of July does fall on a Wednesday, it's so funny. It's like you get the down split. Well, we better take the whole damn week off
Yeah.
at that point. And last weekend and this weekend is both 4th of July weekend, so we better do that
Right.
too.
Let's
a
just
lot
say-
of people did that even this week. Granted, like
did.
we're talking
They
about some of these really rich people where they can just
Anytime
fuck,
4th
I
of
think
July
they're just trust fund babies.
Is on a
honestly.
weekday,
But-
they just take the whole
Yeah,
week off.
they've been down here. I was out. I took my parents for a boat ride on Wednesday night because they hadn't rode on my boat yet. Wednesday, whatever. So we get out and we start cruising around. And luckily we kind of got out at a time. It was like 5. And there were still people at the sandbar, like kind of leaving, going in. But they were out there all
Don't
day.
let the dream die.
Drinking, in the water, swimming. I was like, God damn it, you lucky son of a bitches. Granted, I am a lucky son of a bitch, but they really are.